Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the top 45 creepiest Easter eggs in games. Went back and checked the timestamp, and we were at the 45-minute mark. So that was about 20 minutes of video and 20 minutes of me running my mouth. So I'm not going to do that as much in this part. So again, guys, I apologize for a lot of talking, but you know, when I have to rant, I gotta rant because I haven't talked to you guys. It's a long time. It's nice to get my opinions out there and see if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. Anyway, not important. Let's go ahead and get back to the game. The game, Easter eggs. Play, damn you. Thank
Hauntings
you.
Within Room from Silent Hill 4. Depending on certain hauntings would appear in the room. The most common ones included shadows, veins in the walls, ghosts emerging, and strange noises. There were also hidden Easter eggs such as a head, Henry's shadow, and the rabbit who stares back at the player once they look through the crack in the wall. The Possession voice from BIOSHOCK Infinite. Possession is one of the most useful figures in BIOSHOCK Infinite, and one of the most evocative as you get it for the first time. A beautiful ghost woman is seen seducing whoever you use it against, with a strange melodic sound that's difficult to understand. However, if you reverse the audio clip, you hear this. This is actually dialogue from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. So now that you know that voice, it leads many of its victims to suicide, as shown in the upgraded version of Possession.
Fuck, that's dark.
Idle from Fatal Frame 2. If players went idle for several minutes, the screen would static slightly, showing the face of a child or an adult. Similar idle scares have appeared in the other games too, most notably Fatal Frame 3 and 4. The game gives no indication or clue as to who the faces belong to.
Double finger defense. Double finger defense.
Hidden sanity effects from Eternal Darkness. As the player is seen by monsters, their sanity meter depletes. The lower the meter is when entering a room, the more likely a sanity effect will occur. When the sanity effect is over, the screen flashes a bright white, after which everything returns to normal as the player is teleported to the last room he was in. Most effects occur randomly, although some are scripted to appear only in certain levels or at certain points, and are thus classified as Easter eggs. One particularly freaky moment was when the game takes control of your game and deletes all of your save files, but you can breathe a sign of relief when you realize it's only a sanity effect. Similar in terms of Fatal Frame's idle Easter egg.
That's such a dick move! That is such a dick move! Why would you make a player think the game is possessed and deleting their save file? Oh my god, that is terrifying.
If the controller is left idle for several minutes, the game's audio will go silent, and a still image of Pius takes up the screen. Hidden ALMA scene from F.E.A.R. In the first mission, there's a hidden Easter egg that many players didn't know about. If a player started opening and closing the double doors repeatedly, the HUD screen will start to flicker. If the player kept opening and closing the doors for a few minutes, the door and table will disappear and ALMA will be standing inside. If the player wandered through the set of double doors, then the screen would flash white and ALMA can be heard saying, Ghost Voice from Modern Warfare 3. On the level Sanctuary, if players went prone and hid next to certain gravestones, they would hear the voice of a girl talking about something. The voices are actually sound clips taken from Davis Family Vacation, a video introduction to the 8th mission of the game, which takes place after Mind the Gap.
Gotta love my cat sometimes.
Ghost Room from Call of Duty Finest Hour. The Ghost Room is an Easter egg found in Call of Duty Finest Hour, in the level called Underground Passage. If players took the right side of the tunnel, they would find a door that cannot be opened, with a med pack next to it. By throwing 3 grenades at it, the door will be blown open. The Ghost Room consists of no ceiling, except for floating candles and a small P-51 Mustang flying around. On the ground is a small Sherman tank rolling around. A toilet is on the right. A chair with a Kaiser bear will be sitting, and in the center there will be a cradle with a coveted sticky bear laying at the foot of it. At first the cradle appears to be empty, but going up to it and looking inside it, the ghost of a young boy appears to be sitting in it. Hitting the action button near it will make him get out and walk in midair, posing as a soldier. He doesn't seem to acknowledge that the player is there, and gives a blank stare the whole time. The entire room also appears to be lined with strange pictures, and near the stairs there's a Browning .30 caliber machine gun. When the player first goes inside this room, an American voice will say,
"This is easily the creepiest thing I've ever seen."
No, you think?
The Possessed Teddy Bear from F.E.A.R 3, a hidden Easter egg that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. You will come across many teddy bears found throughout the suburbs level. Some will just be sat and stored on shelves, but there was one hidden in a room that was possessed. It had glowing red eyes, and sometimes if you stared at it long enough, you ended up taking damage for unknown reasons. What's worse, if you looked back at the bear, it would have returned to its normal state.
That's... ugh.
Scarecrow's boat from Batman Arkham City. Scarecrow does not appear in Arkham City. However, a boat with one of his victims and a heap of creepy stuff can be found. In this boat, he has shipment orders from Falcon, one of Gotham's mob bosses. As an Easter egg, the game goes into first-person perspective, with a thug sitting in a chair and a list that reads that Scarecrow was there. Ghost of Hitman Contracts. Already mentioned in our creepy urban game legends list, the ghost of the Hitman Contracts appears in the level Traditions on the Trade. If you pick the lock while nobody's looking, you can go into a hidden area of the hotel. If you carry on through a dreary hallway, you'll run into a cop who tells you that there's been a nasty accident in one of the rooms. There's a dead body on the floor and a knife on the wall. However, when you walk into the bathroom, you get to see the ghost in the mirror. You can also see the ghost appear in the bedroom too. The ghost has no relation to the plot whatsoever. It's not even an achievement or anything like that. What is its purpose in the game, and who it actually was remains a complete mystery. The ghost can also be killed and is said to appear in 6 different parts of the level. Tumbleweed. From Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar included a large number of scary Easter eggs in Tumbleweed to supposedly make the game much more atmospheric and creepy. If players wandered throughout the area, they would encounter strange things. Such examples include the walls of the first and second floor of the mansion changing color very slowly, random footprints appearing on the stairs to the cellar, voices whispering in the cellar, lights flickering, faces and spirits appearing, and doors closing by themselves. Even animals have been seen acting very oddly, such as the rabbits who appear to be sitting in the rooms, even when players approach them. Horses mysteriously disappear from the barn, and one lone skinny horse is spotted near the windmill. Barking is also heard throughout the area, and if tracked long enough, will eventually lead to the cemetery, but there are no dogs to be found. Growling noises. Grand Theft Auto 4. Growling noises are considered a rare phenomenon that is said to occur
Brewster, come
inside
here.
the
It's getting
abandoned
scary. I need you,
Alderney
buddy.
Casino in
I need
beach
you, buddy.
areas at night. The growls are said to be similar to that of a lion or dog, which is further confusing because there are no animals in Grand Theft Auto 4. Others say that the growls come from a ghost that resides inside the casino.
No animals in GTA, yet there's pigeons. There's pigeons around Los Santos. There's pigeons around Liberty City that you have to go and shoot. Huh. And there's rats in the trains, in the subways.
The only possible explanation for the growls is the echoing sound of thunder from a storm, or it could be one of the hobos who lives and sleeps in the old casino. Haunted baby stroller.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
haunted baby stroller with no visible owners. Its placement could be a reference to children in the game. It is haunted because it tends to move by itself, and when you shoot it, you can hear a little girl's voice saying, "Mommy, heart of happiness." If the player takes a helicopter to the Statue of Happiness in Liberty City, they can walk through a door with plaques that read, "No hidden content this way." After you climb up a giant ladder through the center of Lady Liberty, the player will find a massive beating heart suspended by chains in a red tinted chamber. A lot of unanswered questions remain. Is the statue alive? Why is it suspended by chains? And why is it even there? It's weird, disturbing, and very confusing. Library Ghost from Gears of War Judgment. In the one-shot room located above the breach shot spawn, a player can throw a grenade up into the rafters
Watch
to
out,
knock
buddy.
loose
Don't
a
fall.
painting, which will fall on the wall opposite to the room entrance. Next to the portrait, there is a small scrap of paper that can only be destroyed
You wanna,
via
like,
snub pistol.
move, buddy?
Once
So
the
I can...
paper is destroyed, a small orb will appear on the cog
Thank you.
located on the painting wall. Small papers identical to the first one will then appear near all the paintings on the map. Destroying a paper will change the nearby portrait into something gruesome. Once all 8 of the papers are destroyed, return to the one-shot room and find the cog fully lit with all 8 glowing orbs. Approaching the painting will cause a reaper to phase out of it, scour through a book, and return back into the painting. Shooting the painting will teleport you to a secret tomb, where you have to fight the reaper on a one-on-one duel. The Reaper's health far exceeds any standard multiplayer character, and spawns with 2 random weapons every time you enter the room. While killing the Reaper does not reward you with a unique medal or a weapon skin set, it does count as a kill towards your score, and can sometimes drop a BIOSHOCK, which is the only way of getting one on this level.
Fuck, dude.
Yuboa from MANNEQUIN. Yuboa is a secret Easter egg in the Japanese freeware game MANNEQUIN, where the player controls a girl while she dreams. The game is very explorative and could at face value be considered barren, but there are spooky secrets underneath it all. When in a certain NPC's house, there is a 1 in 64 chance that when you flip the light switch off, Yuboa will suddenly appear. It's a startling fact to be sure, and an achievement word of the star. Player.
Oh, hang on, guys. That was, whoo.
Very explorative and could at face value be
Brewster, he didn't just wait. He just fucking went like, doosh, at the keyboard.
NPC's house, there is a 1 in 64 chance that when you flip the light switch off, Yuboa will suddenly appear. It's a startling effect to be sure, but the entire house changes. You can't leave the house. You can't turn the light back on. And the only thing you can really do is touch Yuboa, since he stalks you around the room, or stab him with your knife effect.
Ugh, creepy.
The Mannequin Head. Criminal origins. At Bard's department store, if the player gazed at the nearest mannequin at the right, before the enemy shows up, the mannequin's head will slowly turn toward the direction of the player and remain in that fixed position. Now, the idea was for the player to wander away from the mannequin so that it whispers. This in turn will entice the player to turn around and notice the head already turned. Haunted changing rooms. In St. Joseph's Secondary School, once players entered the changing rooms, they turned sinisterly evil. For starters, strange supernatural forces are present, often doors locking themselves.
Okay, nope.
Opening. Players attempted to go back. The doors will violently close with no explainable reason. The game never mentions that the level is haunted in any way. There's no reports on the matter. There's no dead children anywhere. In fact, all the player has to fight are crawlers and addicts. Crypt Scare from Mortal Kombat 9. In the new Mortal Kombat, there's a place called the Crypt, where you can gain prizes, such as alternate costumes or fatalities. The place is creepy enough. It consists of a dark graveyard / swampland divided into sectors, and you gain prizes in one sector by activating torture devices to kill people, such as Iron Maidens and racks. Players have stayed far away from the crypt, and for obvious reasons. Screamers. These disturbing demons will suddenly flash on screen for a split second, seemingly at random intervals, which caused a lot of fear amongst the gaming community. Face from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Mob of the Dead. When on the roof where the plane is assembled, the player is required to have a sniper rifle, such as the Barrett M82A1 or the DSR-50. They must proceed to the far end of the roof to the left of the runway. If the player scopes in on the firework display in the distance, a distorted picture of what appears to be Rusman's face will flash up on the screen for a split second. Why this happens, and to what purpose, remains a mystery. Doom 3 Easter Eggs. Hidden Face. When you start Doom 3 and wait, you will be given an intro with lots of text about the advancement of the UAC. Near the end, for a split second, a zombie skeleton face with one eye missing and a wide open mouth will appear on the planet. You must have a quick eye, because it lasts only a second. The Mirror. While wandering the toilets at the first few levels, there will be many mirrors placed above the sinks. However, one of them reveals a terrifying Easter egg. Hidden messages on keypads. In the first few levels, you will encounter rooms with the pentagram symbol on the floor surrounded by candles where demons spawn from. The rooms have keypads to get into them, but some doors have keypads that are broken. If you look closely, you will see text saying something. When it blinks, the text quickly changes and says something like, "Hell waits to kill you."
Whispering voices. The first bathroom you can enter is on the right-hand side, and a man will exit from it. If you venture to the far corner of the cubicles, you'll hear strange whispering, almost as if the vent of air is whispering something. The fact that most of the UAC staff claim that unexplained things are happening ties this Easter egg together.
Vandalized faces from the Game Boy camera. The Game Boy camera allowed you to take a picture of yourself and edit it. While in exhibition, it was rather useless because the Game Boy screen was very small and the screen resolution was grainy and did not support color. It didn't sell very well and had many complaints from users who had pressed the run button. The run button was meant for a minigame, but it wasn't the type of minigame that you would have expected. Pressing this button would make the game freeze and show you a number of vandalized and creepy faces.